Jodi, managing two chronic conditions, which is diabetes and kidney disease, isn't easy at all. What daily challenges do you face in balancing your diabetes management with your kidney condition? And can you share any tips?
I would say probably the hardest thing is processed food. It's not always quick to find something to eat when you're hungry, and like watching your processed food because of all the extras added to it.
Totally, very true. And what about eating out? Do you eat out often? And when you do, what things do you do to mitigate that?
Not a lot. So I guess in my head I justify it as it's not that often, so maybe once in a while is okay. But I do order, if we go to McDonald's or somewhere, I do order fries no salt to omit the salt, a little less salt. This doesn't mean they're salt free, but I don't know, we just don't, nobody can afford to eat out. Can't even afford to buy groceries much anymore either, but yeah, I just try to, the salt is the big one because I know how quick my blood pressure can spike. So that one I really watch. I know when I've got a blood pressure headache as compared to just a headache. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So you're currently on home hemodialysis. So for anyone who doesn't know what home hemo is, could you please explain the treatment and the process that you go through?
I have what they call a perm catheter in my right chest, like right here is where it goes in to my chest, and you set up the machine. You get a bag, a dialysate bag, as opposed to a jug that they put on the AK machine in the hospitals. There's a bag that you put in the machine, you hook up all the tubes, and it gives you step-by-step directions on the machine as to what the next step is, and it puts water, probably 54 liters of water, into the bag and mixes it. You create that the night before because that batch takes 7.5 hours to create with the next stage machine that I've got. You put the lines in, it takes about an hour to set up. You're hooked up for roughly 4 hours, 15 minutes, and it's about an hour to drain the bag at the end and clean everything up. So my husband and I team up pretty good together. He usually, on the days I work, usually he's done work at 3:30, so he goes home, sets the machine up, comes and gets me and takes me home, and I hook up.
So
and
nice,
it definitely makes a difference as opposed to finishing work, going home, setting the machine up, then hooking up, then finishing it's midnight. There's no time to sleep really, and I refuse to give up my work because that takes the distraction away from everything else. Seems like I do dialysis 7 days a week almost some weeks. It just bothers me, that part, but that's okay. I can do it at home.
So home dialysis is often the preferred treatment for kidney disease. What are some of the benefits or positives about home hemodialysis?
For me, I'm pretty good at procrastinating, but I know the time comes when I absolutely have to do it. I know my body, but you can work around a schedule. Like, I'm supposed to do it 3 to 4 times a week, but I can push that. 2 days in between is the maximum that I can do with a break. But then that 3rd day, I have to do dialysis. I know that for my body, but I also know that that's as much as I can take without dialysis. For me, that's a positive though as well, because if I've got something on Wednesday night and supposed to do dialysis Wednesday night, well, if I've only had Tuesday off and just did dialysis Monday, I can go till Thursday then and do my activity Wednesday. That's what I like about it. I can control when I do it. Whereas if I was situated in a hospital scene, if I'm scheduled at 5:30, 5:30 is when I go. I enjoy it at home because my cats can come and sit on my lap. And I can watch TV at my own volume, not volume so nobody else hears me.
Yeah, exactly. So then I have a question about traveling on dialysis. Is that something that you can do, and how easy is it?
Well, This isn't my first rodeo on home hemo. I did that in 2013 to 2015 as well. And back then, my training nurse in Vancouver, Mary Lewis, set up everything when I traveled at another depot at the hospital. Last summer, I traveled to Saskatchewan for my niece's wedding for 6 weeks. And I phoned Regina General Hospital and set up everything to go 3 times a week. They asked me what my schedule was. I said, well, Monday, Wednesday, Friday in the evenings. She said, okay, then we'll keep it Monday, Wednesday, Friday in the evenings. And that's what they did. They got the information for potassium levels and all that stuff with the machine and blood flow and stuff and the machine from Vancouver. But yeah, everything I set up and did myself, and it worked out great. I was there for 6 weeks. My husband's already looked at cruise ships too that do hemodialysis.
Wow. I did not know that.
There was 3 or 4 that did.
Wow.
But yeah, it was interesting to find out that there was some cruise ships with hemodialysis
That
units.
really is. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.